What is the good word, everybody? Welcome back to the state of basketball. This is your man's the one, and that is the homeboy, Big Storm. And yes, this is Super Bowl Sunday, and this is a basketball show, so we're coming at you a little early so we can get our festivities started. And they say, why are you rocking the Cleveland Browns jersey? I say I'm rocking the Cleveland Browns jersey because I'm not going to rock any other ones, and I feel that I want to rock um Jim Brown today. So that's what we're doing. It looks like Storm is having troubles hearing me. I think the world can hear me. I'm not really sure about Storm. Let's see. Well, today is episode 44 of the State of Basketball. And we have a special guest hanging out with us today. Y'all have seen him on the show before. He is a local high school news legend. Let's go with Matt Green. Can you hear me, Matt?
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me okay?
So, yes, we know now.
I can hear Matt Green. I can hear Matt Green.
Yeah. And Matt Green
Can
can
you
hear me,
Damon?
right?
I'm good today, gentlemen.
Matt is freezing.
I can hear Matt Green, but I can't hear Damon.
Uh-oh.
Courtney says my sound is good. So it is all you, buddy.
Matt, you're going to have to tell me what he's saying.
He said you all good, buddy. He said it's a problem on your end.
But I can hear Matt, though.
Courtney's listening and she can hear me.
All I know is I can hear both of you.
So you're going to have to be the translator through all this, Matt. I know you wasn't planning for that, but you might have to be the translator.
Gotcha.
This is going to be funny because he was listening, Matt. He heard me just right before I hit the live button. So the reason why we weren't on time because we was having technical difficulties. So let's see what are they. Yep. The people watching can hear all three of us. So it's Storm who can't hear me. So we having some freezings. But anyway, so let's move it on. Storm, you go ahead and say something.
He said it's on you, Storm.
Right on. Hey, it's been a great week. Work was fairly well. Kids doing all right. Definitely love the fact that Michigan. Yeah, okay. I'll try it. Michigan did their thing against Purdue, so I'm definitely excited about that. Pacers did their thing. Hopefully, fingers crossed that they do what they need to do to become a contender in this coming year. So I'm definitely excited about the past week.
Matt, definitely that's one thing that I want to get. See, it looks like he's going to log out and pop back in. That's cool. That's one thing that I'm definitely going to want to get your opinion on when he comes back with him being the super Pacer fan that he is. I want to know what your take on some of these past events that have taken place in the Pacers organization. And then we'll probably go through a couple trades. I know he was talking about Michigan over the last week. I know we had the big win against Purdue and then didn't do so well the very next game against a little brother, Michigan State.
Right.
No, it was Ohio State. So it was Ohio State loss, Purdue win, and then Michigan State loss, Purdue win, Ohio State loss.
Right. Yeah, y'all know I'm a Purdue fan, so I ain't trying to, hear all this Michigan love. I already hear enough from my son, so I ain't trying to.
Hey, but before I came upstairs, I was watching you guys play Maryland, and that seems to be a struggle that you shouldn't be having.
Yeah, Purdue has high expectations this year, and sometimes they fall into that playing against the level of the competition. And, seems to like with the Rutgers loss they had. And then, like you said, I didn't watch today. I've been doing some other stuff, so it sounds like Maryland. But usually in the second half, I think coach talks to them at halftime. They kind of figure it out, and then they come out and do their thing. So I guess we'll see today.
Yes, we were. It was going into halftime. We're not cut out. So I think they were down 2. So we'll see how it goes. I know Big Boy's been playing pretty good. And I think Ivy was in foul trouble. So that might be a reason why they were struggling a little bit. So they're definitely a Final Four possible team. You know what I mean? They got size. They got guards. They got a top 5 pick. They got a guy who can possibly be the number 1 pick. So I look to see Purdue to do good in the Big Ten tournament and into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, they can play a whole lot of different ways. Like you said, they got 2 top-notch big men. Got a top 5 pick, Jaden Ivey, shooter, and what's his name? What's his name? Steph.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking
He's
about.
one of them Eastern European names.
Yeah, he can shoot it. And then, they got some firepower come off the bench with some local products and Isaiah Thomas and Hunter and all those guys. So he's really built a nice roster. But sometimes they get in those lulls and, it hurts them. But best chance they've had in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, 28 games in the season is a lot of games, bro. So, yeah, they'll look good for that. Flipping the script over on the women's side of Purdue, not having a Purdue-type season, but they got a lot of local talent, young talent that's coming in to anchor their progress going forward on the women's side of the Big Ten.
Yeah, I ain't really watched a lot of the women's basketball this year. Being a coach at Warren kind of keeps me busy in this time of year. But I will say this. When I was in my 2 years coaching over at Marion, Katie Geralds was the girls' coach over there at Marion, and she was running the show in NAIA. She was pretty dominant with the girls' program. So I thought that was a great hire for the Boilermakers, bringing her back. And I look for big things, from that program with Katie Geralds being at the helm.
Well, yeah, they got a nice little lineup. They got last year's Mrs. Basketball, Jayla Smith, who my daughter played with in the summer on Gym Rats. Then they got a daughter of a guy who I play high school ball with, Layden. She's a very outside shooter. She can stroke the thing. They got a lot of good young talent coming from the locals. So Purdue has done well with recruiting locals, and I think they got a nice little lineup coming in next year. So I look to see Purdue trying to turn it around and start to be back in that top 25 category when it comes to women's basketball. Got to catch up with IU because IU's looking really good.
Right. You're right.
It's like IU is looking really good.
Switching boys and men's, I guess they taking a little switch right now. Kid around with the IU fans, the IU fans were so happy when they beat Purdue. And I said, hold up, y'all. Y'all acting like we didn't switch the thing. Purdue used to just be happy to beat IU. Now Purdue talking about Final Fours, and y'all just happy to beat Purdue.
Yeah, they should be just happy to beat Butler. What are you talking about? So the store said go blue. He said he got an update to do. He's saying go blue because I'm gonna talk about Naz Hallman and all of the Indiana girls that are on that Michigan team. That looks really good. I know they took a backward step, when they hit the number 3 ranking, the highest ranking if they had in program history. I know they took a step back. We're taking an L to Ohio State this week, but it's only their first loss in the Big Ten. They're still sitting at the top of the Big Ten with another game with Iowa and somebody else, I think Maryland, to start to finish it out for the women's side. But they have to be a solid number 1 or that 4th number 1 or a solid number 2 for them coming out of the Big Ten. Because, man, they're rolling, and those Indiana girls is hooping. You got Nolan from Zionsville who can shoot from anywhere in the gym. You got Kaiser from Noblesville. You got Delk from Carmel. They're loaded, and they got 2 more coming in next year from Indiana. So it should be really good looking for Michigan. So
you're telling me they dominating the recruiting battles here in Indiana, I guess.
Yeah, they let one get away. They let one get away. Ashland, when you're a 5-star, you're a top 3 player in the country. You're a 5-star. Yeah,
kind of come in and take that one.
Yeah, and she did. She committed about a month ago. Committed. I was actually talking to her dad, right after the announcement, he's like, "Yeah, we went up there for their visit, you know what I'm saying, with no plans. No plans. I mean, they've been to Notre Dame, been to Louisville, been down to Tennessee, North Carolina, all the top circuits, out to Stanford, did all their shit. You know what I'm saying? We was going on another visit. And here you go. They come back and she's committed to UConn. And so that's what it happens. And I've seen, like, last summer they played together, Ashley and my daughter. I mean, they basically played together since 4th grade. But they were playing in Chicago last year for the Tournament of Champions for the Nike League. Man, I mean, I don't know how many times last summer I saw Gino and Don Staley, you know, at these games, man. I'm just seeing all these coaches like, man, I like remember when y'all didn't have gray hair. So it's a good thing. So, but speaking of that, that takes us into two things. One, why we got Matt here to talk about a little bit of high school boys basketball. But since we mentioned Ashland, we go into the girls regionals this past weekend or yesterday. We had the regionals. We had the Noblesville and I forgot what region it was, but they were up in Marion. First round against Homestead, which is another UConn commit with Ayanna Patterson, who tried to dunk in the season this year, man. And she was, I mean, she was only a palm away from dunking on like some people in the game this year.
Oh, wow.
She's athletic like that, but she's nice. She's one of the girls up for Miss Basketball this year. Her, Alyssa Crockett from Westfield, who had a really nice season. Kate Clark would have had a better season if she wasn't hurt for the majority of it. And I think you got a girl who's going to have a nice game next week against Ashland, Jessica Carruthers out of Crown Point, who was last year's state champion. So you got Noblesville, who took out Homestead and then beat Fort Wayne Snyder in the final. So regionals, they move on and they play defending state champions Crown Point in Logansport. If the game wasn't in Logansport, I was gonna drive to go watch this game, bro. Not drive to Logansport, Pippin.
Okay.
Not doing it.
Okay.
So I'll catch when they come to state. So that's gonna be a good one. But something that's close, a little closer to you, being North Central. North Central had their regional thing go on this weekend, and it was a complete upset, a complete debacle, kind of like it was last year when they lost to Brownsburg. You know, last year they was the clear favorite to win the state. This year was one of the 3 or 4 best teams to win state, and you just go lose to Mooresville.
I know, I was shocked by that.
Mooresville.
I was shocked by that. So I had seen them 2 weeks back to back. They had come over to Warren and played, and Warren upset them in a regular season matchup. And then the next week was sectionals. And North Central, Warren gets upset by Lawrence North. Gets beat by Lawrence North. And because we all thought it was going to be another rematch, Warren and North Central in the championship game. And I talked to Coach Ramey, and she was shocked, you know, it wasn't Warren. And they win it. And then we go up to Fort Wayne yesterday to play. And I look and I see they lost to Mooresville in the morning game. And I'm thinking to myself, what is going on?
What is going on with the talent on that team?
Oh, yeah.
You know, Tanyelle Welsh is another Miss Basketball candidate. She's on that team. Destiny Hooks, who's having a great year, who is all county, all MIC. Well, they haven't did all MIC yet, but she's all county and all city. I think she was. And then you got Ava Couch, who I've got a good relationship with. I mean, she can shoot the ball and she's tenacious on defense and those role players. So I'm not sure how you lost to Mooresville with a team that no one knows anything about, but that's a great win for them because I would like to see that Ben Davis matchup. So but I appreciate Warren for beating North Central. So Carmel can split that MIC title on their way out the door. Yep. So my daughter can be champion on the way out the door. So they don't have to play in the MIC next year.
Right.
So that's pretty good. So, but tell us what's going on the boys' side.
So, you know, we got 1 week of regular season left. And then our sectional draws this upcoming Sunday. So we'll find out. But, you know, locally, it's been a lot of balance, no clear favorite. We're used to having that one dominant team out there that kind of runs the show. But clear across the board from the north to the south, I mean, it's been balanced. Anybody can beat anybody on a given night. You still have the names out there. Lawrence North's been good. Carmel's been good. North Central's been good. Zionsville's having a good year. Even Arsenal Tech's having a good year. So I can name off probably 10 more schools that are, that you heard of. That, I mean, it's just wide open. We're going to go to sectional 10 like every year. And, I think Sunday will tell us what we think is going to happen, who you're playing against. And that draw, really means a lot in that sectional. So,
yes, it does.
Thing with Carmel. Carmel section's loaded this year. Zionsville, Westfield, Carmel. It's not just going to be a cakewalk for them this year.
That it wasn't a cakewalk on the girls' side. I mean, shit. You know what I'm saying? With that Zionsville, Westfield, Carmel, and Noblesville, I mean, you can straggle Hamilton Southeastern in there. I mean, there's 15 girls in that sectional that are going D1.
Gotcha.
Just in that sectional, and like four of them are in the top, top 3-4% of the country. Like, come on, bro.
And so we're talking about Zionsville, Carmel. The number 2 team in the state is Fishers, and I didn't even mention them as they're the number 2 ranked team in the state. And they're the same sectional, so I mean it's loaded. Ben Davis, Pike still out there on the west side. Go head to head. So you get past. We all think we get out of our sectional, then you got to meet somebody in regional, and you take a good breath. Like, at least I only got to play one.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And then when you take that breath and you're like, well, we got a regionals, now you get to play some of these guys that you don't normally hear inside the city, that you hear outside the city, like we do on the girls' side. You get to hear about those people up in Fort Wayne and over in Lafayette and down in Jeffersonville. I mean, there's some talent in Indiana. I mean, on the boys and girls side. So on either side, there's not a clear-cut favorite for the state. I mean, there's really some really nice young talent coming into the state. And on the boys' side, there's a name that I'm really watching that you had a good chance of working with a little bit last year when you were at North Central. Now, I'm surprised about the transition that North Central made over this year. Like, they went from a decent team last year to a really good team last year. I don't know, was it that much of a coaching change difference in philosophy with Jason going to Arizona?
I think that one of the things last year with last year's team was they were going on their third coach in 3 years, so they kind of were, like trying to fill it out. By the end, they were a lot better than they were at the beginning. But Kevin Gant comes in and does a phenomenal job. And with that senior class he's working with this year, you got to think Leland left. So Leland's gone. You have no clear-cut superstar, and they have no choice but to just play together as a team. And you can tell it when you watch them play. There's no superstars. They all play together. They play hard. Kevin's a defensive-minded coach. They play really good defense, and they are just a well-connected team. I give Kevin a lot of credit for that.
Yeah, the name that I'm looking at is, him, Ron Rutland Jr. Went over to Addicts.
Yeah, went to Addicts. Yep.
Yeah, he's looking like he might be a name that is going to be on the forefront here in the next year or two, because he's only a sophomore, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I liked Rutland. He just was a long gem at guard, and tried to fit him in where they could. Gardner knew he had all the talent in the world. And the kid can play. And I'm with you. I think in next couple of years, he's a kid you got to watch.
Yeah, and I'm just not on the Addicts, but I don't know. I mean, that just might be the me growing up in the city all my life and knowing what that means. But
I got you.
But let's see. I think that's what we got for high school. I think he might join us at some point in time, my good man, but we are hanging out tough. So let me do this commercial break, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit of this NBA. That button and that button. righty, we're back again, and once again, we are joined with our good friend Matt Green. Storm is doing some updates. He might catch us, we're not sure, but I know you guys are missing him just a tad bit. So we're going to get into our NBA talk, and we're doing From the NBA Elbow, brought to you by Rogue Energy Drink Mix. When you order, you make sure you use the BW Sports 1 promo code and get 10% off your next purchase. All right, so my good man, we're taking us into the NBA. I guess we'll start off before we get into some of these trades, because I know Storm really wants to talk about those. I'm gonna try to hold off as best as I can with those. But we're gonna go back to we talked about All-Star Weekend last week, but we didn't have all of the off participants in the offset things. So we got some of them right here. So let me share this screen so everybody, and then that puts us to the side. And here is the 3-point contest. These are the participants in the 3-point contest. You got any issues with any of these guys in this 3-point shootout?
I didn't know this, but my man Karl Anthony Towns is shooting it like that.
Hey, bro, they always got to put an outside big man. I mean, he shoots the three. I looked at him too. I was like, really, Karl Anthony Towns? But he shoots the three for a big guy. I mean, really, you could put Joel Embiid in there. You can swap out all of those guys in that position.
Okay.
But yeah, he's not my clear-cut favorite.
Guy probably gets bounced in the first round. I got it. Just someone to have fun with.
Yeah, because it's different in the competition. Yeah. It's rapid shooting, not flow of the game shooting. Flow of the game shooting, yeah, he might shoot, 32, 33% because it's rotation and your man is way back. But this is, you got to get up, 30 shots in what, a minute? Yeah. That's hard for big men.
Right. You got to keep moving. I mean, hey, yeah, we'll see.
So we're looking at Desmond Bane from the Grizzlies, Luke Kennard from the Clippers, who pulled a Reggie Miller about a month or so ago with like 1,000 points in like less than a minute. Then you got Zach LaVine, CJ McCollum. I don't know why they still got. Did he get traded?
Yes, he did.
All right. I guess he's still shooting for Portland. Then you got Patty Mills, Karl Anthony Towns, Fred VanVleet, and Trae Young. So we got no Steph, no Clay in this at all. So who is your favorite?
Out of that group, I'm going with, let's see, McCollum or Trae Young.
You going McCollum or Trae Young?
Yeah, I say Trae Young wins it, but them two got to be in my mind, that's who I'm going with.
Hey man, I'm liking Zach LaVine in this one.
Really?
Yeah, really? I'm liking Zach LaVine in this one. And my dark horse, I'm going with Patty Mills, man.
Okay.
I like Patty in that one because I watch a lot of the guy who he works with. His shooting coach, what is his name? He's an Instagram dude. He's an Adidas dude. Jack Diskman, I think is his name.
Okay.
So you see him around Adidas circus a little bit. Look at that. So, but I like Patty. You know what I mean? He's always that undervalued shooter. You know what I mean? And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's actually the highest percentage shooter on Brooklyn right now. So,
Patty Mills, I ain't gonna lie, this is wrong. So forgive me for this, but every time I see him, he reminds me of the Predator.
I don't think you're the first person to say that. Oh, that's hilarious. Let's see. I think an outside chance, maybe a Luke Kennard. I just don't like Trae Young's. Man, I don't know, man.
But your boy Desmond Bane, man, he got a little attitude about him. So you know what? He get going. He may get to talking crazy to somebody, scare him a little bit or something. Who knows?
I don't know. Yeah, you got that right. All right, so that takes us. See who's up next. What's up next? Nope, that's not what we're looking for. That's for later. And all right, so here we go with the skills challenge. So these are the cats in the skills challenge. You got what is it? Cavs against the Rooks and Antetokounmpo's team. What this? I just looked at this. So you got 3 Cavs, and you got the Antetokounmpo brothers and 3 rookies. Am I looking at that right?
You're looking at it right.
Oh man, this is gonna be interesting, right? So is this a way for us to get acquainted with his brothers since they're clearly not as talented?
I'm definitely going with the Rooks or the Cavs.
Definitely going with the Rooks or the Cavs, man. The Cavs look all right. Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, and Jared Allen.
The best though.
The problem is you got too many bigs.
But I mean, at least they play out on the perimeter. At least Scotty Barnes don't just post up. He can handle it, shoot it a little bit, Giddy the same way. You know,
I like the rookies, man.
Yeah, that's
I like the
rookies. I kind of like the Rooks when you talk about skill.
Yeah, I like the Rooks because you got a 3-4 guy, well, a 4-3-2 guy in Barnes. You got a 1-2 guy in Cade Cunningham, and Josh Giddey. What is he, like a 3?
Yeah.
Hey man, I like the Rooks.
I'm with you.
That is hilarious to me. Why would you? Okay, I guess they just got tired of all the other shit, huh?
Right. They just throwing stuff out there. Hope it stick right now with that one.
And so that takes us to the slam dunk contest. So we got Cole Anthony, didn't know he had boing like that or creativity like that. Juan Toscano Anderson, Jalen Green, and Obi Toppin.
Jalen Green, Obi Toppin. I mean, I don't even know. I know who Cole Anthony is, but I'm with you. I didn't know he could dunk like that either. And I don't even know who the other cat is.
Oh, Toscano Anderson, he's in Golden State, man.
Okay.
And that's not just because of the jersey. I knew he was out there.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not familiar with him, but I know what Jalen Green can do, and I've seen Toppin, so I'll go with one of them two.
Storm said Van Bleek. Storm said Van Bleek and Patty. So
okay.
That's his looking for the 3-point contest. Let's see here, man. I'm gonna have to go with Obi Toppin on this one because he reminds me so much of Kenyon Martin.
Okay, that's a good comparison. I'll see that.
So I like that. Jalen Green, he's a high flyer, and I'm an arrogant person, but I don't like his arrogance. I don't think. I mean, to be that arrogant, man, you need to be winning a little bit more games.
And you haven't accomplished anything yet.
Yeah. You know. So I like Obi Toppin. I think Cole Anthony's probably gonna be the first one bounced. I don't even know how it works anymore this year. But I just don't think, okay, yeah, you're a point guard, you can dunk. But I don't know about the creativity. You know what I mean? You're gonna pull a Blake Griffin and dunk on 1/3 of the court
type stuff out there. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna throw somebody like that in there now, you know.
Yeah, now we know Ja can get down.
Right.
He's doing dunk contest dunks in games.
Right.
So, all right. Well, let me get them out of here. And so those were the maybe. Oh, I got to go back the other way. So those were the extras on the dunk contest. I didn't pop up celebrity game because most of us don't really know who any of these celebrities are, being the age that we are. I do know Quavo, and that might be about it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know either. We sound old now.
Yeah, we are, bro. Yeah, we are. And I just had one turn 24 today. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yes, sir. Happy birthday, Jay Nizzle. You know what I'm saying? But so to finish off our All-Star talk, while we're stalling for these trades, finish off our All-Star talk. Let's put up LeBron's team. First off, did you see the y'all might have been playing though. Did you see the picks Thursday night?
I did not see them live, but I did see enough about it that LeBron and and KD, they definitely had fun with that last couple of picks.
I mean, I think Kevin would have been able to go through it and been all right. You know what I'm saying? I think he'd have been just fine. But LeBron was not helping the situation at
No,
all.
not at all.
He couldn't keep that shit together at all.
No. He's like, it kind of was like, should I get you or not, KD? Do I want to make you have to deal with this or not? And really, Barkley and them didn't help the situation.
No. No. Hey, Storm, how's it going, buddy?
What's going on, man? Sorry for the issues that I had, but I'm all updated now. I can hear everyone now.
I think we froze him again. All right. He'll be back. So there he is.
Am I on?
Yes, you are.
All right. So sorry about that. I had some updates that I didn't know about that I had to get taken care of. Definitely happy to be a part of it. Glad Matt Green was able to share his expertise in the boys basketball. I did have a chance. I was watching on the phone while I was updating. So definitely shout out to him and his expertise. Appreciate that. Saw or heard everything you guys said about the three-point shootout. I like Van Bleek. I like my guy. Oh my gosh, Patty. I like Patty just because the name, like it just kind of flows. Patty. I like Patty.
The Aussie named Patty.
Right.
As far as the skills challenge, I got to give it to the Greek freak, Anna Patuko. The fact that he is dead set on bringing his brothers along on this NBA journey that he's on. So you got to give him that. You got to give him that. Like, hey, y'all rolling with me. So if I had brothers, I would do the same thing. And the fact that they get that kind of notoriety is awesome. That he's holding tight with that. So
you basically just gave family over winning,
right?
Yeah, hey, all day long. Hey, that's how I be too. If I made it to the league, y'all be there too. It'd be me, you, Matt, Pat, Royce. We be out there, son.
I'm security, son. I'm security.
Right.
Back up. That is hilarious. So when you picked up at, we are catching up on the that was too much.
3-point. Yeah, I see that 3-point shootout. Yeah,
Nah,
Patty. I think Trae Young is he's a little too arrogant, man. Like he has a chance. I'm not gonna knock him, like he has a chance, but the arrogance in that guy, which can be good or bad, will end up getting him.
What about Karl Anthony Towns?
No. I feel like Dame said, in the flow of the game versus something that is a 30 shots in a minute and a half, whatever. I feel bad. I feel like it's not going to go the way he feels. Here's my question. Here's the over-under. He finishes the racks. How about that? What's the over-under?
I'm going under.
That he actually finishes all the racks?
I'm going under a full rack.
Yeah, I'm with you. He ain't gonna make it.
I mean, because it take too long to do that, man.
Yeah,
and
I
then
feel
you gotta
like
do it.
I feel like his release is not the quickest.
I mean, you gotta get the rack off in 10 seconds, 10 to 12 seconds. You gotta get a whole rack off. And I just don't think he can get that off and then still be able to do it on rack 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah. And then really condition. I mean, it's really conditioning too, right? Like it's like you really throwing off all those shots, and it ain't like the game where you can do just one or two every, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 minutes. You throwing up a shot versus throwing up multiples and actually have to hit them in that amount of time.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I had no problem with letting go of the ball and I did a 3-point contest, and that is tiring, man. That is, I didn't have a problem shooting, and that's a whole lot of shots.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
what people I think that have done it over their career. You know, like Trae Young's probably already been in 10, 12 of them in his life, along with Patty Mills and, you know, all the guys that can shoot the ball. They've been in it before. They kind of know it.
Yeah, I agree. So let's move on to the actual teams. I know Storm, we knew the captains and the pool last show, but they didn't pick until Thursday, which was a very entertaining show on Thursday evening when these captains got together to talk about these picks. But here's LeBron's team, man. We got who do we have? We have Giannis, Steph, DeMar, Joker, Jimmy, Luka, Darius, James Harden, Donovan Mitchell, CP, and Fred VanVleet.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you, that's a tough team. I feel like they got a little bit of everything that they need. They got Jimmy Butler for the hard nose, and, like, I feel like he's the one that's not going to treat it like an all-star game. He's going to treat it like we in here for real. I feel like Luka can have that dog in him as well. I feel like DeMar will get you your mid-range, Steph. As far as the beginning and the middle of the game, he'll be good. Darius Garland, I feel like he's just new to it, so he's just going to kind of sit back and kind of do what he can do. James Harden, he'll be trying to get fouls. Donovan Mitchell, he's definitely got dog in him as well, so I like that. I'm gonna skip over Chris Paul.
I was waiting for that.
I like the dog in him too. So I feel like LeBron picked a lot of players that has what some people may say he's lacking in himself, because none of us are perfect out here. So I feel like he definitely that's a strong team, man. I like
How
that.
about LeBron's team? Other than KD, he has all the MVPs of the last whatever years on his team.
Well, no one out here is saying LeBron is stupid.
Right.
Oh,
He's had his challenges, but I will give his intelligence for the game and obviously in business. But yeah, you can say a lot about LeBron, but you can't say he's slow or stupid.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have that in him.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I like the team, man. I like the point that you made, Storm, about them being some dogs. You got a lot of guys on this team that got chips. You know what I'm saying? They got chips like Fred VanVleet. You know what I mean? Undrafted. You know, highest contract of an undrafted player. You know, second undrafted player to the All-Star game behind Ben Wallace. Yeah, he's got some chip dog in him. Donovan Mitchell. You know what I mean? Spider. He got some chip in him. You know, that's sponsored his whole shoe deal. You know what I mean? So then Jimmy, you already know that dude got a loose one. And and DeMar, he feel that he been, downplayed since he been in Toronto. So I think LeBron made a good team, a good selection.
What do you think, Matt? What do you think, Matt?
I'm just saying, I mean, you got nothing but MVPs, or you better win. Giannis, Steph, Jokic, James Harden, and then you telling me that you got Luka Doncic with them too?
Yeah.
And LeBron? Come on now.
Yeah. You're definitely going to win the flop award. All right, so here's Team KD. Oh, I forgot. They're playing, LeBron's team is obviously they're playing for the I Promise Scholarship Program. And then you got Kevin Durant's team. You got a man who I think has made the biggest improvement over the last 3 or 4 years. Right when Shaq made that comment about his toughness, his will, his desire, his passion, Joel Embiid has been on an upward spiral ever since those comments. And the biggest key for him, and he's healthy, and you can see what happens when he's healthy. So I think he's got a nice little lineup. Ja Morant, hoping that he'll be able to play with that ankle injury. Tatum, Wiggins. I got to give Wiggins his credit, man. I've been dogging him for a while. The environment has changed his game a little bit. Trey, LaMelo, Devin Booker, who's another chip guy, who I think is a shoulder chip guy. Rudy Gobert. I'm going to do the Perkins. Rudy Gobert. Draymond Green, Zach LaVine, Chris Middleton, DeJounte Murray, and Karl Anthony Towns.
Who you want to go first? You want me to go?
Either way, go Matt Green. Go Matt Green.
So I say this is the all excitement team. You know, the team that's going to give you some highlights. But if they was going to play serious in a real game, and hopefully they do, it ain't even going to be close. Come on, man.
and Kevin ain't playing, right?
Yeah, Kevin ain't playing.
Oh, yeah.
I do agree with you on Joel Embiid. I saw Joel Embiid back when he was in high school in AAU, and he was playing. And Joel Embiid we embarrassed Joel Embiid. Like, he didn't even get to play. I mean, he was not good at all. And he went to Kansas, worked his butt off, got drafted, and been working ever since. So I give Joel Embiid credit because when we played against him in AAU in high school, we embarrassed Joel Embiid.
Well, that's what we do from Indiana. We embarrass people.
And this is going to be kind of messed up, right? Because being a big man, I feel like they got too many. I feel like the East is going to run, and I feel like Gobert and Embiid and Towns they got too many big guys. I feel like Ja is definitely, if healthy, he's definitely exciting. Trae Young has the potential to be exciting. Devin Ball, I feel like okay. He definitely has magic-like tendencies. Draymond, I think he's hurt, so he won't play.
He's out.
Zach LaVine, I just want to see him be consistent. I don't want to see him fail, but I feel like he's always been on that fence, right? Like, what are you going to do, really? Because consistency is key. So Middleton, I gotta.
It's not an all.
I'm not really a Middleton fan, to be honest. I don't hate the guy, but we'll see. I'll put it like that. With these lineups, I definitely will have to go with the East, especially since LeBron is playing and KD is not, and Draymond is not. Even though his attributes are more of keeping the train on track, keeping the plays rolling. He'll be the one that communicates on defense, to be the one that makes the lobs when necessary. But with him not there, seeing what those replacement players will be, which I'm very interested in seeing. Tatum, he once again, like, this is like the all inconsistent team to me, other than
Devin,
and Embiid.
No, Embiid this year.
Yeah,
this year, Embiid.
This year, yeah.
But not career.
I'm not going to say
career
this year.
Embiid.
Right.
I'm gonna say this year, agree with him with an asterisk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put injuries in that, because if Joel Embiid is healthy, if you look back at his career, he's been the consistent 2020 guy. It's just the injuries takes him out of the conversation. Yeah. This year, there's no injuries.
So you can say injuries and Taco Bell.
Hey, I like the Hulu Taco Bell commercials, bro.
But Storm, let me ask you this. I think the All-Star setting is great for LaMelo Ball.
No, me too.
The way he liked to play.
But we'll see. This is his first one.
Yeah.
Between him and Ja and Trey, how much clock you think LaMelo gonna get?
Yeah, that's true. How much time?
Hey, I think he'll get more than you think, because they're gonna give Devin the opportunity to run the floor and shoot the ball. They don't want him handling the ball. Ja Morant, you know what I mean? I still put LaMelo in there with Ja, because that takes the ball and let him do all this Wee shit.
So what?
I mean, LaMelo is awesome in the all-star style setting.
Yeah.
So I got a question about that. So you putting Devin at the 2. So how much clock does Jason Tatum get, and how much clock does Zach LaVine get?
They're at the 3, so I don't even think they're in the conversation with those
I feel
other
like
two.
Jason
Jason Tatum's a 3
with this team. Yeah.
with this team. But I'm not looking at this as a game that would be regular season. I'm looking at this straight all-star style game. I think LaMelo Ball will be fabulous in this. I wouldn't be surprised if he wouldn't have like 12, 13 assists in a game like this. Because it's just up and down.
But that's the thing. Like with this being his first one, I'm not quite. I don't know what to think. Does he have the potential to do that? Absolutely. Will he get the clock? I don't know. As far as getting the minutes to be able to do those things, I feel like Ja will get a lot of that because Ja got dimes too. Now it may not be as flashy, but we don't know. Maybe he has it in him, but he just doesn't, put it out there in an NBA game like LaMelo does.
I feel sorry for Wiggins because
they're two different games.
Yeah, I think Wiggins starts, but one of them guys coming off the bench is going to outshine him. He ain't going to get that playing time like he should.
It's just, I feel like it's a lot of 2s and 3s on this. A lot of 2s and 3s on this roster.
I guess it just flows like
centers. 2s, 3s, and centers.
Yeah, I guess it flows like who's playing well in situations because I think they're doing the Elam ending again this year, right?
Oh, are they? Okay.
So if they're doing the Elam ending again like they've done the last 2 All-Star games, there's going to be a competitive because aren't they giving money to like after each quarter they're giving money to the winner? Oh, yeah. This game, like last year's game, was super competitive because these guys is playing for these charities that mean shit to them. Now, I don't know about the Cleveland Food Bank for Durant. I mean, ain't nothing Ohio or Cleveland about him. Makes sense for LeBron, but I just see these guys having a little bit more. Yeah. So I just see that that it's an opportunity for this to be another good competitive game. I still think that LeBron's team is obviously more versatile. You know what I mean? More intermixing pieces of guys. Kevin Durant's teams to be a very position oriented. You know what I mean? I don't know how effective Rudy Gobert is going to be in a situation like this. You know what I mean? Joel Embiid can get up the floor. Joel Embiid can move a little bit. Rudy Gobert is just up, down, dump, block, up, down, dump, block. That's it.
Right. Hey, I know so on the other team, LeBron's team, he got Jokic. Who's the other big man he got?
Well, you can play Giannis everywhere.
Yeah. So like
that's it.
Like,
Luka, Joker.
Right.
You got Joker, Bron, and Giannis.
But my point is, them dudes got to come out and guard somebody. They can't just stand close to the basket with LeBron team. Jokic is outside. Giannis is outside. Y'all going to have to come out and guard. I feel sorry for you.
Yeah. Well, whoever. And if I was LeBron, I'd just give the ball to Giannis to get out the way.
But the crazy part is that used to be him, and will he be able to accept that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think LeBron is not Westbrook.
Used to be what they said about LeBron. Give him the ball and get out the way.
Well, that's not LeBron's MO. He's not Westbrook. LeBron adapts to change. He understands the criticism and his flaws and works on his flaws. We've been saying the same shit about Westbrook since UCLA.
Since Oklahoma City, when he cost him the championship because he felt like he needed to be the one to take all them shots.
That's why I went back to the Bruins, because he did the same thing with them. It's crazy. So, all right, let's get in these trades real quick so I can get back to my cooking. So the big trade that everybody's talking about is Brooklyn and Philadelphia. So who do you think got the better deal out of this trade, Matt?
New Jersey.
Brooklyn,
I'm sorry. Yeah, excuse me. At my age.
We're even because Storm said the East.
But I mean, you get hopefully. I can't say I don't know Ben Simmons. From what he's done previous years. Good. But I'm saying when you're adding Seth Curry, who can shoot, who can play, he's gonna play his role. You're adding another big because I'm not saying LA wasn't good, but he kind of up there. You get a young Andre Drummond, and then you get the draft picks. If you Philly, you just hope James Harden act like you want to be James Harden, because if James Harden ain't right, you ain't getting what you think you're getting for him. So hopefully James Harden's right for him, but I just think right now, Brooklyn got the best of the deal.
Storm.
I'm kind of torn. Like Mr. Green said, you never know what you're going to get from Harden. Like, he seems a little emotional. Like, he can be in Houston and force his way out. And quiet as kept, Dame, me and you've been talking about this the past few weeks about is Harden trying to get out of there. And I felt like he was. And so at any point in time, if he feels like, I almost feel like he's ring chasing, and if he feels at any point during the season that it ain't going to work out, he's going to do whatever he can to get out. So the potential is there. I feel like if he gets in his mind that they can do it, then yes, they can do it. With him being, unfortunately, I almost feel like he's almost that second tier type player, especially with the way the league is adjusted with the foul calls, because that was a big part of his game as well, right? He went to the line like forever. And now they're not doing it as much. And, just a side note, Trae Young is feeling that and frustrated because he's not getting calls he used to get. But that's just another player that came right to mind where it affects them more than other players as far as going to the line. So you actually have to, put in work. But at the same time, Philly gave up a lot of their shooting. Like, I really did like Seth Curry with his shooting. And I don't know, other than Harden, who else can make up that shooting to help Embiid? Because the one thing that's positive about Embiid is that he does, when he makes his mind up to be in the post, he's very dominant. But what comes along with that is clogging up the middle. And like me and Dame, I feel like we talked about this last week too. Like me and you playing together, you being the driver, 3-point shooter, and me being, predominantly on the post, there can be spacing issues. So I'm kind of torn.
I think I don't know, man. I like earlier on. I like the Nets on it. Later on, I like the Philly on it. Right now, I feel they both won. I think they both win. Philly is trying to win now. With the process that they've been under the last 5 or 6 years, they're in a position where they were one piece off from being ready to win now. Not to say that they're going to, but I think James Harden is that type of piece. It brings a person who, as we've seen, not so much in Houston, but a person in Brooklyn that we've seen that can actually play that true point guard role without being so much developed. So much entitled on himself so much like he did in Houston. Even with Chris Paul or Westbrook, he was still about James holding the ball and James getting his shots. In Brooklyn, you saw his assist totals go up and his shot selection go down. I think that might have an effect on him not getting to the line as well as them not calling the pump fake fouls. But out of the two, James Harden and Trae Young, who I might thought would struggle with this rule, would have been Trae Young, because I didn't think he had any other skills other than that to be able to get to the foul line. You know what I'm saying? Like James Harden, we've seen him get fouls outside the paint, and a lot of them are inside the paint just because of that slow drag Euro step and him being left-handed. I think with him being able to drive more in Philly, it might get him back to the line, but it shouldn't clog up problems for Embiid because he plays on the outside. You know, the problem with Embiid is that Ben Simmons was right there. You know what I mean? Because you couldn't do nothing else. Your effectiveness was up and down the floor and in the paint. I can't have both of us in the paint. You know what I mean? Same way with the Pacers. They wanted them both to play together, but one was an outside guy, one's an inside guy. You know what I mean? So you got to have that spacing flow. And I'm 100% agreeing with him on that. Now, James Harden mental, that's a whole nother issue. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess Embiid, I don't know, bro. Maybe Doc, somebody, maybe I don't know, man. But Brooklyn, I like some of the pieces they got. I'm still questioning this Ben Simmons, man. I mean,
I got with that. So
go ahead.
This is what I'm going to say from a coaching standpoint with Steve Nash. They like to play a lot of 5 out back in the day. He came to Brooklyn. He had those big guys, L.A., the other one, I can't remember who it was. Last year, they got rid of him. So now, you guys think about this. They add Ben Simmons to the equation. If Nash really wants to go small, he'll put Kyrie, Joe Harris, KD, another one of those shooters, and he could put Ben Simmons at the 5, and they 5 out, and they can still guard and be cool.
Yeah, but did you hear the report? I think Joe Harris is going under the knife again.
Okay,
he might be done for the season.
That first,
put Seth Curry in there then. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They can play and they can still match up defensively and be cool. And because remember last year we had Ben Simmons, he can guard the big. He's still a point guard, distribute, rebound, do all he do. But KD didn't really have Kyrie and James Harden in the playoffs last year, and he pretty much almost won it by himself. So you just add up Ben Simmons.
Yeah, but this Ben Simmons factor is going to be a problem because it's going to come down to not his defense. It's going to come down to him being able to be in the game at the end of the game. You know what I'm saying? Are you afraid to shoot the jump shot? Are you afraid to go to the rack and get fouled and go to the line? I mean, have you been doing your work?
They're going to leave him open. They're going to leave him open.
I think
the word is out. The word is out.
You got Kyrie and KD. We ain't asking you to score. We just asking.
Hold on.
No,
you got
you
Kyrie
cannot say Kyrie
away games.
You can't say that. If they are the away team, Brooklyn does not advance. If they're the away team, Brooklyn does not advance. You know what I mean? Or the whole team. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? You
when
need
Kyrie's
him.
Not there, Ben is the point guard. When Kyrie's there, Ben is like the power forward center.
I think it's going to come. I know Ben plays great defense. I'm high on this defense. But when you got to be put in that half-court situation against the Joel Embiid, who are some other bigs that you're going to have? Bam Adebayo. You're going to have some troubles, Ben. I mean, this is not coming down there guarding the 4. These are guarding guys that do this work.
Remember, they got Drummond now, too.
Hey, listen, bro. Man, this is not iCarly and Sam Puckett. Drummond is no, bro. I'm not feeling it.
We're talking about defense now.
But he's not. But I mean, this is the point. Joel, he's been on 3 teams since Detroit?
Yeah.
Hey,
he's
I'm
floating
just saying,
real quick. He went to Cleveland.
Shots and rebound. You was getting 20 rebounds a game. You know,
I mean, that's what they thought about LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin.
They too
definitely,
old.
And
definitely
DeAndre
against
Jordan.
the Pacers. He's gonna get 20 rebounds.
Yeah, against the Pacers.
I'm just saying. Hey, I think that they in good shape with him.
Yeah, I think they built for the future and not to win this year, and that's gonna piss KD off.
Let's see if we look at what you call his roster. They have Tobias Harris and who's the other guy?
Danny Green.
Tyrese
Maxey and Tyrese Maxey.
And Tyrese Maxey. So you got to worry about where Green but I'm not really big on Green like that. He is some every now and then, but Danny kind of washed up a little bit. Tobias
he was washed up when he won his first one.
Tobias Harris, is iffy too. So Joel Embiid's pretty much carrying, and you don't know what James Harden you're gonna get.
Yeah, I just feel like Simmons. Just to go back on the Simmons thing. The reason he's out right now is mental illness, which is real. I'm not gonna,
for most people,
talk bad about that. But
Storm, you didn't believe that. Come on, man.
I just know it's real. I don't know what he's suffering from.
I don't know if it was real with him.
Right, but I know it's real in general. And if it
Yeah.
is real with him, when does he play? How about that? And no one's talked about when he's going to be on the court. You ain't been on the
Hey,
court yet?
y'all just
Only
told
thing
me
Steve Nash
LeBron
said, we're going to talk
James
about his
is
progress.
right. You just told me LeBron James is one of the smartest dudes in the league. Y'all know who runs the show with LeBron James, his agent. You telling me them two dudes don't know how to do what they did with Ben Simmons to make sure that man get paid?
I feel like Ben is sensitive a bit, and it don't take much for him
Yeah, he is
to
sensitive. You know,
Yeah,
he is
sensitive.
sensitive. We got millions of people talk about your terrible work ethic and improving your jump shot. So you couldn't take it. Ooh,
Or how about you been in the league this long and you still ain't improved your jump shot?
Now,
Like
there's a
we
couple
got little
people in this
kids. If
league
you
that
put
that-
kids out there for 3-4 years putting up J's, theirs will get better. You still don't know if you want to shoot free throws left or right. I mean, let's get it together here.
I'm with you, bro. Yeah, I mean, I'm where mental health is a real thing.
Yeah, it's real.
Yes,
It's real.
but
Trust
with that cat, I will question it.
right.
Will. Again, we saw somebody comment earlier. It is the Kardashian effect. Even
Right.
though he was with a Jenner, it is still a Kardashian.
So we'll leave it at this. Both teams we got to watch a little bit longer. We got to
I
see
can
some
go with
more.
that.
I am feeling the Sixers a little more than I'm feeling Brooklyn. I'm sorry. That's where I'm at right now, February 13th, 2022. I'm feeling that Sixers may have gotten a little better deal.
Gotcha.
All right. So the other trade of any significance, this is one I want Matt Green. We all know what Storm's opinion is on it. Tell us about your opinion on the Pacers and their moves that they've made over the last 2 to 3 weeks.
Run them down because they had one. I was with them, and then it sounded like they did a few more. How many did they end up doing?
They did.
I saw
They
the one
did
with
2
Sacramento.
ultimately. They brought all the people in. Then they sent one guy out, Tariq Craig. They sent him to Phoenix. Great move for Phoenix, by the way.
So they got the young fella Halliburton along with
Buddy.
money, and then they get a big fella with him too, Kardashian.
No, they got Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield, but I thought they got a boy from used to be with Cleveland too, the big fella.
Oh, Tristan Thompson.
So he's in with them, right? So it's them 3, and then they sent Torrey Craig out west, and who they get for him?
I don't even know who they got for him.
No, they did get somebody that was decent. I can't think of his name right now.
Okay. So they build for the future, right?
I hope they built for tanking and getting a top 5 draft pick, because last time they got a top 5 draft pick and that pick stayed. I get it that the free agency wasn't the same, but he still made it to NBA final. Big man Rick Smits. I just like the fact that they are at least trying something new, because a lot of these teams that are going, a lot of them have top draft picks. If you just look at Cleveland, they get top draft picks all the time. I don't know how they end up getting top draft picks all the time. They had top draft picks when there wasn't even nobody to pick for the top pick.
Right,
but they had it. I mean, can we try it out? Let's see if this works.
So let me ask y'all a different question. I ain't never trusted the Pacers front office.
Me either.
So, you never had a reason to.
How do you trust them with a top 5 pick is my question. Will they make the right decision?
And I feel like me and Dave have had this discussion as well. And my thing is, I hope that their scout team is good, and then it all comes down to the second contract. Is that what I said, Dave? It all comes down to the second contract. Because the first one we can afford without going into the luxury tax. It's all about me or you or Dame winning the lottery and being able to get a substantial stake in the franchise to be able to pay these guys what they need, instead of just treating this as like, I feel like you can treat it as a business or you can treat it as trying to win. And I feel
Why
like
can't you treat your business as a successful winning business?
Because unfortunately, the Pacers model dictates that they do not dip into the luxury tax, which you tell me. How about this? Tell me the last championship team that wasn't in the luxury tax.
You're right. You're right. They do. That means they're trying to win. They try to spend money.
The Simons are fixing to watch the square ball. That's why they can't pay the team. Hey, they just sold their shares in Circle City and Circle City.
Right.
But let me tell you, if they would just turn it into a parking lot, they are liable to make more money than keeping the malls around.
Hey, but how about this? This is why I just don't trust it, because I see scenarios like we got a top 5 pick. We traded for a used up superstar.
When did we have a top 5 pick? When did we have a top 5 pick?
No, I'm saying that's the type of moves I think they would make.
Yeah, because they don't want to go into the luxury tax.
I agree with you. They're gonna get a lottery pick. Their ball is gonna fall out. It's gonna be the number 3 pick, and they're gonna trade it for goddamn John Wall.
Right. Oh man, that's it.
It's like they scared of winning. They scared to do what it takes to be successful in this league.
They said we put a winning team together and they fought in Detroit, and we ain't putting nothing together like it since.
That was our championship year, by the way. I will say that wholeheartedly. That was we were one Ambien or ADD medicine away from a championship that year.
You were one non-thrown beer.
No, but even then, if he was just medicated properly, I feel like he wouldn't have ran into the stands.
All right, Storm. You chilling, right? You try to not get into an altercation with a player on the floor.
No. Hold on. Stop right there. Hold on. No. Stop right there. If I'm chilling, I'm not laying on the scores table.
But he explained it in the documentary. He said his therapist had told him to go sit down somewhere. He was trying to
sit
chill
down, not lay on the scores table.
Hey, Storm. He was just doing what he's used to doing in the office. He just laid down.
Back to the original question, Storm. All right, Storm. We at Saw Park. No, fuck that. Storm, you're at Grayson County. You know what I'm saying? This is the game to go to Hutchinson for the national championship. You know what I'm saying? You chill it. You know, you're not chilling. You waiting on the bench. You sitting up. You're sitting on the bench.
Right. And I'm not on the scores table.
You sitting anywhere. You just sitting on the bench. Because you're not on the scores table. You sitting on the bench. You know what I mean? Chilling. You know, postured, straight, erect back. And the dude just hit you with a nice old glass of beer. Just pow, glass of beer.
Let me tell you
just
something.
Go sit there.
I feel like the beer came about because he was antagonizing the crowd by laying on the scores table. It's all about the scores table. If he went to the bench, I promise you that would not have happened. They would not have thrown anything at him sitting on the bench. Just keep it 100.
Detroit fan. No, I disagree with you. I disagree.
So you felt like if he'd have went to the bench and sat down, somebody would have threw beer at
that him. Altercation from the moment on the floor, from the push for Ben Wallace, the grab around his neck, that excited the whole crowd. That is the same thing as going to Philly and these people throwing ice balls with rocks in them. It's the same thing.
But
these people are going to do what they do.
You're forgetting a very important detail. None of it ever happens if my man doesn't, if Jamal Tinsley or whoever it was doesn't say, hey, why don't you go, whatever the comment he made to him, like, that's the
Now's your time. Guy. Now's your time.
That is
go
the
Lance
wrong
on
guy.
Go Lance on
like that too.
Yeah, I feel like that has to do with it, but I hold this firm, and I will go to this to the grave. If he had never laid down on the scores table, that beer would have never came. Because that was extra. Who lays down on scores tables? Who does that?
Ron Artest.
That
LeBron
is
does it.
antagonizing.
LeBron does it.
That is antagonizing the crowd. That's
Oh,
what he
man.
was. He was antagonizing the crowd.
You just don't like Ron Artest.
Right.
And
No,
the reason why I
I
mentioned
don't like-
Philly Dad is because y'all got a
No.
jail in your stadium.
Let me tell y'all. I could care less about Ron Artest, but I do feel like he cost us our championship.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
and you know why he's really burned about it? Because Ron wouldn't won one in LA.
Now Damon, why you laying on the scorer's table? Why you laying on the scorer's table, one? Why are you doing it right now? Right now, you are laying on the. If I was with you, you would see a cup flying somewhere in your vicinity.
Oh, that is great. Hey, yeah, I think that's enough for today. Hey, Storm,
Yeah,
you got
it
something
is.
for the you got something for
I'm
the Eye
steaming
of the
like
Storm?
Willie Beeman right now.
Hey, what you got for the Eye of the Storm? Oh, we lost him. Yo. Nope.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can.
Okay. For the Eye of the Storm, just want to wish everyone a happy Love Day. I know everyone should be loving everyone every day, but they felt like we needed to spend money in February, so thus we got Valentine's Day. For the men, hope you got your last minute shopping in. If you partake, if you're blessed enough to have a woman that doesn't partake in this, then hats off to you.
I do shit anyway. And for the one thought, this is plain and simple. This is February 13th, 24 years ago today. My firstborn laid eyes on the world, and the first person to call me daddy. I'm proud of this young man. First graduate of college in my family. First graduate student in my family. You know what I mean? I'm very, very proud of this young man and the things that he's doing and he's becoming. So hats off to you, young man. Happy birthday. And I think Storm has dislocated his camera. So, and there you have it, folks. We want to say thank you to Matt Green for hanging out with us. You are welcome all the time. And you guys make sure you get a look at this face. You're going to see him. He's our correspondent for the upcoming high school boys basketball tournament here in Indiana. So thank you for hanging out with us once again, Matt Green. We appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And that's all we got, folks. This is the State of Basketball, BW Sports 1 original broadcast. If you want to check any of our old shows out, hit us up on the website, bwsports1.com. If you got any business propositions or you want our beautiful faces to sell your product, hit us up, info.bwsports1@gmail.com. For Big Storm, Matt Green, BW Sports 1, State of Basketball, he's back. And for the big man in the middle, we are out of here. Enjoy your Super Bowl. Drink responsibly. Every 2 beers, glass of water. Every 2 beers, glass of water. We're out here, folks. I'm hitting the button.